What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports back again with another one. WBO welterweight champion Brian Norman Jr. will put his belt on the line against two-division world champion, former undisputed world champion at 135 pounds, Devin "The Dream" Haney. This fight is going down in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, Ring 4. And this is one of the most anticipated fights of 2025. There's a no-love loss between the two fighters. They're trained by their dads. Their dad's been going back and forth in the lead up to this fight. So this is not the main event, it's the co-main event. And this is one of the most intriguing matchups on the card. You got the boxer, the classic fighter, the classic pugilist, a guy that has a PhD in the sweet science. Devin Haney taking on the boxer puncher, a guy that has a PhD in the one-hitter quitter, power in both hands, Brian Norman Jr. Both guys are undefeated. So in the words of Keith Thurman, aka One Time, somebody must go. I'm going to break this fight down to give you who I think is going to be the winner of this matchup. First of all, Devin "Dream" Haney is a guy that has a great jab. He'll be looking to establish that jab. If he keeps this fight in the middle of the ring, this fight is about real estate, ladies and gentlemen. If he keeps this fight in the middle of the ring, he's hard to beat. He's got a good stab jab to the body. He's got a good 1-2. He's got a great style that reminds me of Vladimir Klitschko, the jab and grab style. Hit you with the 1-2. You try to get your offense off, and he grabs and smothers your offense. He does a great job. He's got great instinct, just great, what they call fast twitch muscles. Max Kellerman was the first person to start using that term, fast twitch muscles. That's what Devin "The Dream" Haney has. He's a guy that, if I had to say what is his Achilles, it's a guy that is able to land his left hand. You look at the Jojo Diaz fight. Jojo was able to catch him with straight left hands out of southpaw stance. You look at the Ryan Garcia fiasco. Ryan Garcia was able to hurt him early in that fight with the left hook. So his problem is getting caught with left hands, and that's what Brian Norman brings to the table. He has a great left hook just like Ryan Garcia. Now, the one thing that Brian Norman Jr. will be looking to do is go to the body. He'll be looking to break down Devin Haney systematically. Now, Brian Norman Jr. has said that you haven't seen the best version of himself, that in other fights he was not at his best. When he fought Satilian for the WBO interim belt, that he ran 7 miles a couple days before that fight, so he didn't have no legs going to that fight, so he had to go toe-to-toe. He had to go head up with Satilian. In other fights he had hand issues, but those issues will not be a part of his story in this fight, so he'll be able to put on full display what his arsenal brings to the table. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. But it's a great matchup. One thing I advise Devin Haney not to do is go straight back. He's got a bad habit of going straight back, and when you got a punch in Brian Norman Jr., he's going to follow you going straight back. You remember when Manny Pacquiao knocked down Keith Thurman? Keith Thurman was going straight back. That was a bad issue he had done in several fights that I've seen. And those elite fighters, they take advantage of that. And that's what Manny Pacquiao was able to do. He followed him going straight back and caught him with the 1-2 and dropped him. And that's what Brian Norman Jr. could do if he goes straight back like he's done in several fights. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Now, Devin Haney said he's going to show his inside game in this fight, that he is an inside fighter. Now, he ain't shown that in any of his other fights. He's a guy that knows how to control distance. Great in the mid-range. But when you get inside, he don't really bring a lot to the table from what I've seen in his past fights. But he say he does have an inside game. Maybe he's been working on that in camp. If he's able to bring that to the table, go to the body, and kind of slow down the aggressive, come forward Brian Norman Jr., then that'll be to his benefit. Now, Brian Norman Jr. says that he can box, that he don't have slow feet, that he's athletic, that he can box with Devin Haney, that anything Devin Haney can do, he can do better. So we will see if that's true. So it's going to be a lot of questions going to get answered in this fight. Both guys are saying, hey, you ain't seen the best version of myself. So we're going to see if it was just talk, they were selling wolf tickets, or they were profit, and they were just speaking what they was going to bring to the table. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. It's a great matchup. Will Devin Haney, who's known to be chinny, be able to stand up to the power puncher and Brian Norman Jr.? A lot of people say, well, Brian Norman Jr. ain't been on that level. He ain't going to be able to hit Devin the Dream Haney. He been knocking out guys that are flat-footed, guys that are limited skill set. But the one thing about Brian Norman Jr. is he don't have to catch you flush to hurt you. He's got real power. You know, you got some guys got to line you up to knock you down or to hurt you. Brian Norman Jr. ain't got to do that. You look at his fight. He didn't caught shot people with grazing shots and wobble them to hurt them bad. So if he catch you flush, you're going to sleep. That's what happened in the Sasaki fight, and that's what happened in other fights. In the Satilian fight, he catch you flush, you're going to sleep. But I've seen him hurt opponents with grazing shots, shots that he didn't catch them flush with. So that's one thing you got to worry about when you talk about a 12-round fight. You got to be perfect for 12 rounds. And I ain't got to be perfect but for 2 seconds. That's what the great Deontay Wilder said when he was in his heyday defending his WBC title on multiple occasions. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. I think that Brian Norman Jr. has great timing. I think that Devin the Dream Haney has great speed. But the old saying in boxing, speed beats timing. Brian Norman Jr. actually has a longer reach, 73-inch reach advantage compared to Devin Haney's 72-inch reach advantage. So he has the advantage there, but I do believe that Devin Haney is the guy that has the better jab, and he'll be looking to take away Brian Norman's left hook. So Brian Norman's right hand is going to have to be effective, because you know Devin Haney is going to take away your left hook. So you're going to have to be able to hit Devin Haney with straight right hands and right hooks to make him pay for taking away your left hook. That's what happens if you're a limited fighter, like a Ryan Garcia. You take away his left hook like Tank Davis did, the fight was basically over. Brian Norman Jr. got to show that I bring something else to the table besides a left hook. I got a right hand. I got a right hook. You know, I can throw an uppercut. That's another thing that Devin Haney does well. He's got a beautiful uppercut. Nobody talk about his uppercut. They talk about his jab all the time and him knowing how to control distance and the 1-2 coming out of Devin Haney's arsenal. But that guy has a beautiful left hook. He's a good fighter, man. It's going to be a good fight. It's a hard fight to call, but I'm going to go with the guy that's a boxer but has more power, and a guy that don't really have to catch you flush to hurt you. And Devin Haney being so chinny, I just don't think he's going to be able to hold up to the arsenal that Brian Norman Jr. brings to the table. So I look forward to be a very, very competitive fight. Brian Norman will have his moments. Devin Haney will have his moments. But I'm looking for Brian Norman Jr. to stop Devin Haney in the 11th round of a great matchup featuring two of the best fighters at 147 pounds. Whoever loses this fight can hold their head up high. I think they still be involved in big fights. I hope their fan base don't throw them away. I hope they fan base stay behind them. Don't look for the next fighter to jump on the bandwagon for, and stay with Devin Haney, man. Because back in the day, guys got beat. Sugar Ray Leonard got beat. Roberto Duran got beat. Marvin Hagler got beat. Tommy Hearns got beat. Wilford Benitez got beat. Muhammad Ali got beat. Joe Frazier got beat. George Foreman got beat. Ken Norton got beat. All those guys I just mentioned are in the Hall of Fame. So with this new generation of fighters that they lose and then they go into hibernation, Errol Spence Jr., Jamel Charlo, guys like that, that's not how the fighters that we remember back in the day operated. So hopefully that won't be the case for the loser of this fight. I don't think it will be. Devin Haney has a strong resume. He's on the Hall of Fame track. Hopefully he'll continue to fight and continue to test himself against the best after this fight. But I just think he's going to come up but short against a guy that I think is just too fundamentally sound, has great timing, don't have to catch you flush to hurt you. If he do catch you flush, you're going to sleep. I just think that's asking a lot for a guy who has good defense but not great defense. We ain't talking about Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney. Devin Haney been hit clean a lot of times. Like I said earlier, Jojo Diaz, Linares, Lomachenko, he can't take them shots from Norman. He can't take them shots from Norman. So his defense is good, but it's not on the level of a Floyd Mayweather Jr. or Shakur Stevenson. And I don't think he has the beard to take those shots like a Jerron Boots Ennis, who also, like Haney, takes clean shots, but Jerron Ennis shows to have a strong chin, unlike Devin Haney. So I think that'll be ultimately what cost him the fight. And I think, again, Brian Norman Jr. wins this fight in the late rounds, championship rounds. Round 11, he stops Devin the Dream Haney to retain his WBO welterweight title. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Very, very interesting fight. Very intriguing matchup. There was something else I wanted to talk about this fight, wanted to bring to the table I think you got to look out for. Devin Haney, again, is a very good fighter. It's fundamentally sound. You know, a lot of people say he's trying to be like Floyd Mayweather Jr., but again, his defense ain't on the level of Floyd Mayweather Jr. He got good defense, don't get me wrong, he got good defense. But it's just, he get caught with clean shots, and I think that's going to be a problem against Brian Norman Jr. Now, Brian Norman Jr. has got to know how to cut the ring off. You know, his trainer, Dad, said that he knows how to cut off the ring. It's going to be very easy, but he ain't never been in a ring with a guy that's athletic and as Devin Haney. Devin Haney got great footwork. Very, very athletic. Look at the Jose Ramirez fight. Jose Ramirez was just too slow, had to set his feet. It was just a mismatch as far as foot speed. He was able to, do, you know, pretty much hit him with shots and just, that was the type of fight he didn't need to even take a shower at that fight. He could have just, you know, left that fight and sat ringside and watched the next fight and went on home, man. You know, he ain't used too much energy in that fight. He moved a lot, but he just was just too athletic for Jose Ramirez. I think Brian Norman Jr. is a way better athlete than Jose Ramirez. I think he's a better athlete than Regis Prograis, another guy that could match up with the athleticism of Devin Haney and boxing skills of Devin Haney. I think he's much more athletic than those guys. Is it enough to beat a guy like Devin Haney? Well, we will see November 22nd. I think that he does present the athleticism to maintain and basically be parallel to Devin Haney. Basically, I ain't going to say nullify what Devin Haney does, but be effective against the style that Devin Haney brings to the table. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Who you like in this particular matchup? You like Haney or do you like Norman? If you're predicting a knockout, let me know what round that it happens in. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Follow me on Facebook, Gerard Briscoe. Follow me on TikTok at JB Sports. New media, follow me on Twitch at Briscoe MH77071. Follow me on Instagram at JB Sports 9707. Follow me on my YouTube channels at JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend 9656, and at JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend 8000. And like, share, and subscribe to JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend. And I holla.